Special guest today is Matt Smith.
Hello.
The Doctor. So the first two episodes have gone out on BBC One.
Yes.
And it was a two-parter.
It was indeed.
It was quite scary.
Yeah, it was.
Very, very scary.
They're creepy, aren't they?
I mean, for 6 o'clock in the evening, man.
I know.
They're little kids.
I know. But I do think that's sort of one of the great virtues of the show is that I think it's good for children to be scared in dramas like that. I know that sounds terrible, but it is, because it sort of makes you know you're alive. It's one of your memories when you're little, when you were really frightened and you're watching Doctor Who. And
that little granny in the toilet. You know, she got killed.
I know, zapped.
She got zapped.
And then she disintegrated.
Yeah.
Onto just ribbons of clothes.
I know.
Yeah,
It was quite frightening.
I know.
I was quite frightened.
I love that scene, actually.
Now, a lot of Doctor Who fans will want to know what's going on with the relationship, because traditionally the Doctor doesn't normally, engage in stuff.
Now I wish the webcam was on you then, not me, because there was a wonderful.
No, we can't repeat what I just do with my finger in my hand.
Alas. Yes, well, but if I told you any information, I would have to come over there and kill you, and I don't want
Zap
to
me.
because I like you. Yeah.
Well,
but no, go on, ask away, and I'll tell you. I will tell you what I can, my man.
What the hell's going on with River? I want to know.
Wow, that is a big question, isn't it?
It's an amazing idea. So for people who haven't maybe watched this series yet, so you can watch it on the iPlayer. Explain what's happened with this character.
With River Song? Oh, gosh. Well, the first time the Doctor met her, she died. And then she's come back under this, the kind of new tenure of Mr. Stephen Moffat. And she is, we don't know what she is. She sort of swoops in and swoops out and causes the Doc all kinds of havoc and madness and saves his life on numerous occasions. But she knows more about his future than he does, which for the Doctor is a very strange and bizarre concept, because he usually knows the most, so he finds it infuriating. And therefore it hopefully creates for quite a sort of funny and flirtatious, and it makes the Doctor uncomfortable, which I think is good, because not a lot does.
But it's quite nice to see that, though.
Yeah.
Behind every good man
is,
you see,
a good woman. Absolutely.
So you can't say any more about that. Does it develop nicely?
Oh, it does, and there are huge cliffhangers throughout the kind of series. There's a great one at the end of episode 7 about River, which is a killer, and the start of the next sort of season, as it were, episode 8. And we just keep, we really learn who she is. This particular series, which I think is, we've all been waiting to hear that. At least I have, anyway.
Now, for the first time, this series is being put out in America. I was in LA a few weeks ago, and I got there.
Doing what?
Just on holiday. And I just saw loads of billboards, and I was like, oh my God, Matt Smith! And it went, coming to BBC America.
I know.
The Doctor.
I know.
What do they make of it over there? Do they get it?
It's done really well. It got the highest figures out there on
BBC America.
Yeah, on that channel, which was really good, and I think it's really gathering pace. I mean, there's a huge culture of science fiction in like the States, anyway. I think that Doctor Who has a universality to it in terms of the way it can tell stories and stuff. So we hope it can do very well out there, and it seems to be. So fingers crossed it keeps gathering pace.
That is excellent. I mean, you can't go anywhere now, surely, at the moment. If you step outside, it must be, oh my God, it's Doctor.
Well, it's a strange transition that sort of happened. Yes and no, really. I mean, I wear more hoods than I ever used to. But, just...
That's because you're so flippin' urban.
Yeah, I am pretty urban, man.
That's why.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Groovy, baby.
All up on the streets of Northampton. Massive.
So that's only a difference, really.
Yeah,
hoods.
Well, yeah. So I'm just wearing hoods just to sort of be urban. No. Yeah, it's like anything, but I don't know. It must be the same for you, isn't it? I mean, I know you're on the radio, but obviously a radio.
It's kind of the great thing about the radio.
And yet there's a bigger profile now, isn't there, to radio presenters than there ever was. Look at Fern and Chris and...
Yeah, well, the website is huge.
Yeah.
So a lot of people watch the stuff on there, I suppose, but I imagine it's not quite as big as when the Doctor steps out.
Yeah. And I guess the thing with Doctor Who is it sort of crosses generations, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was great, though. I mean, I had sort of Sunday lunch in a pub last week, and I met a girl called Maddie and a girl called Harmony, and they must have been about, I don't know, 8 or 9, and then she had this friend called Charlie, who was about 5. and I had a good chat with them about. They just came up and they were really like, you know, ecstatic because they were meeting Doctor Who and that's cool.
There you were in your hood.
No, well, yeah,
peel the hood back.
Yeah.
It's me.
Oh no, yes, I was just hanging in the corner. Anyway, but I had a really good, insightful chat with, you know, children aged 11 to 5, respectively, and I learnt a lot about the Doctor and Doctor Who and the world and things like that when it's cool, you know.
I just think it's so cool to be part of such an iconic show. I mean, forever you can go, I was the Doctor.
I used to be.
Doctor Who. I'm not thinking when you're 70 you won't still be the Doctor, you know what I mean?
That sketch, what was that show with the puppets? Spitting Image.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I was Prime Minister once.
That'd be you.
Yeah.
I was the Doctor once.
No, probably. Stephen Moffat always says, listen, it's never going to be this again, it's never going to be... Because it is, you know, I think Doctor Who's just cooler than anything else. So.
It is. Well, it's the biggest... I was thinking about it today, I think it's the biggest acting role you can have, apart from maybe Inspector Barnaby on Midsummer Murders.
Massive.
You know? So that you've got that to aim for.
Yeah.
Midsummer Murders is one of my favourite shows.
Yeah, hey, listen, hey, you know, I'm down with Midsummer Murder. When is that on? Is that on, like, in the afternoons? It's on in the evenings on a Sunday.
New episode's currently Wednesdays at 8.
Right, but you can catch it of an afternoon.
Of an afternoon, and sometimes of a day on Sunday afternoons on ITV4.
You go for a Midsummer Murders omnibus.
There's a lot of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is dedication.
I had it on Series Link, and I didn't know talking about this. I had it on Series Link, and I got back, and I checked there were 82 episodes on there to watch. Yeah, I've got a backlog. Got to pop round.
Yeah, sure. Cup of tea, some Midsummer Murders.
Right, I'm going to play Arctic Monkeys in a second. Let's talk about quickly the episode 3 coming up. We've got Hugh Bonneville in it as well.
Yeah.
Sword fighting this week.
Sword fighting with Karen Gillan, pirates, Lily Cole being a siren, and she was wonderful. And I think it's a real romp. It's a real adventure. It's real sort of classic Doctor Who, and you know, you sort of land and you lift off. And you're off, and it's pure adventure, you know, and it feels quite rompy and piratey, and has a great sense of the swashbuckle to it. And Hugh is a fine actor, and he just was wonderful to work with, and really turns in a great performance, as does Miss Cole, who was also doing her finals at Cambridge.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. So that is Saturday, 6:15 on BBC One. Next episode of Doctor Who.
Yes.
Play Arctic Monkeys, and I've got the game to play after this. All right.